The 2003 film House of the Dead is without question one of the worst video game films I have ever seen. This film is an abomination, it's horrific in all accounts, and it's a movie that will literally bore you with the insane acting and everything that goes on in this film. This is without question one of the worst films that Uwe Boll had ever directed. You know, director Uwe Boll really knows how to make some shitty video game films. Like, for example, this movie. You know, rewatching this film for the first time in years, it was a pain to say the least. With bad acting and horrible screenplay. You know, this being based off the 1996 game, which is a light gun shooter. So basically the plot is a group of people, you know, friends, they go to an island for a rave. But when they show up, everybody's gone. They've been eaten by zombies and all that. And then, well, from there you got one of the most asinine plots in a video game I've ever seen. Now take it as you will. I've seen some horrible video game movies over the years. But this is without question one of the worst I've seen. With the horrible casting to the horrendous scenes in this movie has a lot of laughable parts. And if this is supposed to be a horror film, then it certainly doesn't feel scary. And another thing, this scene right here is basically why this film is so fucking awful.
Now see what you get by playing RG on the body of the seats. Now I got rip up the pieces like a letter through the shredder. Now it's nothing better. Kill a bee, kill blaze and die. Put one in the eye, and the dead will die. You want me dead, come and try. And get a superstar serving up demise. I am fury, bringer of the vengeance to the house of the dead. You got the cold relentless. I am fury, bringer of the vengeance. Will you hide or will you bear witness? I am fury, bringer of the vengeance to the house of the dead. You got the cold relentless. I am fury, bringer of the vengeance. Will you hide or will you bear witness?
Yeah, with the spin of the camera and, you know, all the ridiculous things that goes on in this film. In fact, when I had rewatched that clip, I noticed in the background some people was doing some terrible intimidations of being a zombie. And another thing I wanted to point out is that there's basically no plot. I mean, they go to point A to point Z by the end of the film. And by that part, it doesn't even make any damn sense. You know, the Resident Evil films were Oscar-worthy compared to this abomination film. This movie is without question a huge dumpster fire, and I would highly recommend you never check this film out because it is certainly not worth your time. I'll tell you how horrible this video game movie is. In the opening credits, there is video game footage from the actual 1996 game. And not just that, it's spread all throughout the film. There's no rhyme, there's no reason. It's just by random, and it makes the film look ugly. There's a great way to do that, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and there's a horrible way to do that, this film. And not just that, the characters, they go from completely innocent civilians to badasses in that scene. You know, when they taking care of the zombies in that one scene, and I was just laughing because of the camera work. And, you know, the ridiculous things the characters was doing in this movie. And not just that, Uwe Boll, I had actually reviewed another of his films last year, Postal, another horrible video game movie. But this was the first video game film he directed, and it shows, like, the guy didn't really get that you can't turn a light gun shooter into a film, let alone a full feature movie. And it shows all throughout this film. There's nothing positive about this film. It might have been just one song that I had liked in this movie, but other than that, everything about this film is a dumpster fire. I laughed all throughout this film just for how poorly this movie is. This film, by all counts, should not be watched by pretty much anyone because it is an utter failure. I'm giving this film a 1 out of 10. This video game movie set the stage for the rest of Uwe Boll's director career. Because if he couldn't understand the concept of a light gun shooter and try and make a sensible plot of it, then this film should have never been made. I don't know, there might be an audience out there that likes this film, but they must like horrible video game movies. But clearly, in my opinion, this movie is a bore fest. It had no reason existing in the first place. I mean, if you're gonna make a film about a light gun shooter, at least make it interesting. Boring characters, a stupid plot, and nothing really interesting going on in this film whatsoever. How this got a theatrical release is beyond me, but hey, it happened. And it led to one of the worst movies to ever been made. And that's my review of the video game film House of the Dead. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section. And let me know if you've seen this film, what you think about it. Do you agree this is one of the worst video game films you have ever seen? Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying, peace out.
Madman, putting out the lights of the scam. I am Fury, bringer of the vengeance, coming at you hard, turbo is relentless. I am Fury, bringer of the vengeance. Will you hide or will you bear witness? I am Fury, bringer of the vengeance, coming at you hard, turbo is relentless. I am Fury, bringer of the vengeance. Will you hide or will you bear witness?